Ahoy out there, and welcome back to our second session. This one starts with a new sketchbook. They last around 2 years, which probably means I'm not sketching enough. Okay. I have in mind another scene of another Warhammer Fantasy role-playing session. Our young wizard girl had got herself into trouble with the idea to ask an Inquisitor for help. This will go wrong. And in the wake of this decision, she has to make another decision, a very grave one, in order to persuade the Inquisitor of her good motives, which will also go wrong. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what to exactly put into the picture. There's, of course, her face, her eyes, which will express the desperate situation, I hope. There will be a dagger at her throat, held by herself. Had to fill up the pen. There will be chains in the picture and an iron collar around her neck. And the question mark to the left was about the background. Not sure at this point what to put in there. Probably nothing. Keeping empty space there. This kind of drawing I call wild lines. It's a lot of lines going wild. They have not the purpose of showing the structure of the material, i.e. the skin, in the moment. They just add shadows, depth. And expresses my kind of wild state of mind in this emotional piece. I don't know if piece is a bit too exaggerating for this sketch. Don't have any other word for it. So I have started to ink. As usual, it was a quite rough pencil sketch with not too many details in there. I'm putting the details in there on the fly, usually. That said, my pieces usually stay without a lot of deep details. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just missing the imagination. We could, I could put rings on her hands and more details to her clothing or to the dagger grip. This day is all quite simple. espresso is a good thing. It helps decide. It helps saying yes to the things I put in there. Former times, I had difficulties to go with the things that happen in that pictures, mistakes, missing details, gone wrong lines, gone wrong shading. It was a problem. I threw away a lot of my stuff until at some point I loved the mistakes. I don't want to, well, maybe I do. I don't want to quote Mr. Ross, the famous one, who kept talking about little accidents. I can't compare with him. But the accident thingy is something I realized at some time, and it made those sketches and those putting our role-playing game scenes into pictures a lot easier and more relaxed. So as you see, my white lines go everywhere. It looks sort of a mess. But this is my way, and I think it will be okay with the colors. The colors will probably make those lines a bit obsolete. What I'm saying is that the dynamic features of this kind of inking will be lost for some degree as soon as color will be added. But hey, I wanted to color this one and not leave it like this. We'll see how colors and lines will mix. Nearly finished with my first go on her. Looking at it, I thought I'd try to fix her mouth a bit, put more desperation in her face, and try to work on the hand too. I think it's too big, and taking in account that this wizard is quite young, maybe 18 or so, the hand should be maybe more girl-like, meaning not so worn, finer. On the other hand, this is Warhammer, so everything should be worn in there. Putting on the transparent sheet now to get on those lines once more, and change a few things, small things, like the mouth. And then deciding whether this is an improvement or not. and with which version to go. On one hand, this will result in a cleaner version of her face, you will see. On the other hand, the eye expression, I think, was not an improvement. And also the hand isn't really a much better version. But it was worth a try. I could or should also maybe have a more sophisticated approach to details like that hand. It's really done on the fly, not that perfect. For example, the what's it called? The index finger is too long. But hey, the piece lives. I'm not here to do the perfect thing. I will never be able to do that, so only trying to get it done 80% of what I would like it to be. I removed the new face and detail hand from the original to go into the lines on this, to finish it, so to say. So I will have an alternative after scanning. And here you see the result. Was it worth it? Not sure. But this is what I have, and let's continue. Here we are again. Samsung printer experience. Most sophisticated. Reducing saturation here. Cleaning the thing. And putting the new face into game. At that moment I decide I will keep the eyes I had, but use the new mouth and the new hands. So I cut the mouth from the new version to place it on top of the old version. And remove the parts I don't need. I like that. Should fit in there. It's 80% fit again. I leave the eyes as they were. But use the new hands, which are really too big, I think. You could argue it's the hands are in the foreground, so it's okay. They be bigger. But I don't like it that much. Should have made them smaller next time. I start coloring with giving foreground and the figure in the middle ground their own 100% opacity color, so I can select them and paint in them and don't have to bother spoiling the other layers. The hair up there I won't need later because I will crop the picture. And this is the first step for the background, which will be obscure. Lots of shadow, a bit light. Usually I'm not into such bright colors, but this was the way for this one. Sometimes when I'm sitting a long time at those sketches and paintings, I don't know where to stop, which details are worth working on them still, or when to just call the thing finished. Sometimes I don't see the forest for the trees, so to say. The sketching and ink part took me 1 hour and 15 minutes, and the coloring took me around 2 hours. This is longer than usual. Maybe that is because I went into this thing without a clear vision of what it shall be in the end. Or maybe I was just being difficult more than needed be. Or there is more in this picture than the eye suspects. More places for details. Nearly done now. Cropping the thing for the final size. Going into some more shadow and light. And also going into those hands again, reducing their lines, making them finer, a little more ladylike maybe. But doesn't do that much, I think. That's why I tried and do another version of the hand. You won't see me sketching that. I'll just put them in there at the end. They have different nails. And are a bit lighter. Last touches here. Correcting the nose. Noses are difficult, I find. Where to put the holes and what's their form. Maybe I should practice drawing noses. Practicing with looking at them. Finishing the background. And that will be it. Trying to put a flare, lens flare in there for shining steel. But not on this piece. It's not needed. If I wanted the steel to shine, I would do it another way, I think. And here I will change the hands and I will go with those. Yep, so that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.